All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about today. Our favorite altcoins pumping. We still got Bitcoin in that range, 51, 52, but some of these altcoins are absolutely popping. I saw that vechain is almost up to 5 cents. What did I tell you guys on this channel? Vechain will be at 5 cents and then 10 cents. We were talking about vechain on this channel at 1 cent, 1.5, 1 cent. During the bear market, we were stocking up on vechain. So I had somebody in my comments telling me that, oh, Bitcoin's outperforming. I'm up 4x on my vechain. That's more than Bitcoin's doing. Theta, also, if you watch my YouTube videos, you'll see I wasn't a big buyer in Bitcoin. Instead of buying Bitcoin, I recommend that you guys buy MicroStrategy and Coinbase. And MicroStrategy is up like 5x from where I bought it. Coinbase is up like 7 or 8x, outperforming almost everything, almost up to Solana levels. So do some research before you go on my comments and trigger me. But I see that Theta is at $1.48. I told you guys Theta was going to be pumping. I told you guys Theta, the beauty of Theta, it's so freaking volatile. It's volatile. And we were at like 70-cent Theta a couple weeks ago. Now we're up to $1.50. We're going to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about the Karate Combat and George Cryptos R Us. Got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to kind of go fast. The first thing I want to talk about, Crypto Ran talking about this today. Also something we've been talking about. Everything according to this cycle is going a little bit faster than previous cycles. And that's why I told you guys come summer, going into fall, I'm not going to be waiting for 20 or 25 to cash out. I'll probably be getting out because everything's going faster. And I think the bear market might start end of this year. We also might go into recession. Here's Crypto Ran from today.
We had a few pullbacks. They were 37%, 40%, 39%. In 2021, the pullbacks became less aggressive. They were 30%, 26%, 17%. You do get pullbacks, but they're very, 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 very quick. And so if your theory is that we're moving up sooner than expected, and this cycle is going to be shorter than expected, and things are happening quicker than our best expectations, then the question is, how should you be playing the cycle? How do you make sure that you don't miss out on that cycle? And that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because when we were on our morning call today, I spoke to one of our researchers, and he kept saying the same thing. He keeps repeating the same thing. Every morning call, he keeps repeating the same thing. You know what he keeps repeating? He keeps saying, I've been waiting for a pullback in a bunch of tokens, and I'm not getting the pullback. Okay. Why are you waiting for the pullback? That's the big problem here. How many of you are sitting here, and tell me in the comments, and tell me honestly, someone says they like turtles. We'll talk about that in a second. How many of you are sitting here with a buy list of altcoins, just like our buy list of altcoins, which is over here, and you're waiting for the pullback? Are you waiting for a pullback? Are you fully invested? Full fucking degen. James, are you waiting for the pullback? Josh?
And this goes back to what we've been talking about on this channel, how you need to be in altcoins over the last 6 months, because a lot of people who are missing altcoins are now waiting for a pullback. And I'm sorry, guys, we might get a little pullback, but you're not getting vechain for $0.015 anymore. I can tell you that. You're probably not getting vechain for under 3 cents. You're not getting Theta for 75 cents. We are going into alt season soon. The halvening is coming up.
So you're waiting for the pullback. What pullback are you waiting for? You see, tell me in the chat if you're waiting for the pullback. And I want to show you the logic here. I want to show you what the logic is. So the logic goes something like this. Yes, we are going to have pullbacks. In 2017, they were quite aggressive. They went between, 25 and 50% pullbacks. In 2021, the pullbacks got a little bit lower, except for the big lunar collapse, which is 55%. And if you look at this current bull market, the pullbacks are like 20%. That's how the pullbacks look in this bull market. They're much, much, much more controlled. We've had a 23.8, a 20.61, a 22.05, and a 21.43. So that is the pullbacks. But now let's look at the other side of it. Let's look at the other side of it. Gabby's right. He says bullbacks. Let's look at the other side of it. The other side of it is that in this kind of bull market, and I'm making an assumption that we have broken through this level earlier, what you can see is it's about to get really aggressive. And I just want to give you some perspective as to what really aggressive feels like.
This is very interesting, and the reason I'm playing this video, you guys who've been watching my channel for a long time know Theta. I talk about Theta a lot. I talk about how I was at the beach. Theta was 20 cents, and By the time I left the beach, Theta was $10. Or I think it was like $5 or something like that. But then it went up to $15. Crypto Rand now is going to be talking about Theta and a bunch of other coins and how fast they can pump. I think he talks about Theta going from 1 billion to like 10 billion in like a week or something like that. And that's exactly what happened with me and Theta. When I was on the beach, 20 cents to $5, my eyes are bugging out of my head. I couldn't even believe it. And that's when I knew I was going to make some serious money in crypto. So listen up.
It sounds like, what it tastes like, and what you can miss. So I want to remind you that in previous cycles, Doge went up 10x in a day in January 21, while it was already $1 billion market cap. Okay? You understand that Doge did, I just have to show you this. It was a $1 billion coin. Let's actually find the chart here. It was a $1 billion coin. Let's go to Doge USDT, and let's go to January 2021. Let's go back to January 2021. It might take us some time because we are on the daily, but it's worth it. Worth going back to January 2021. Here it is. Okay. And you can see that in this, I think it's this day over here, February or January or whatever it was, it went up in one day from 0.07 to 8 cents. In one day.
One day.
It went from a $1 billion valuation to a $10 billion valuation in one day. Then I'll show you some other ones. Theta market cap went from 1 billion to 12 billion in 3 months. Room went from 200 million.
So are you guys paying attention now? I'm not going to, he's going to go down a list, but if you're noticing, Rand's starting to mention Theta. But look at this, 1 billion to 12 billion in 3 months. Theta went from like 20 cents, 30 cents to like $15 in 3 months. And within a week, it went up to $5. So that's my point. People saying you shouldn't be in altcoins now, you should be in Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. Guys, we're going into alt season and things are going to rock and roll. Things pump fast. Are we going to get pullbacks? Yes. Is Theta going to drop 20 or 30% after it gets to $2 and probably go right back down to $1.50? Probably temporarily, but coins can pump fast. All right, why is Theta pumping today? Crazy for Cryptos talks about a little bit. Interestingly, they have a few partnerships, but it sounds like Pogs. They have a partnership with Pogs. If you guys remember Pogs in the 90s, here it is, Pogs, these little coins. I was into it in the 90s. My brother, who's a little bit younger than me, was even more so into it. Some of these Pogs went for a lot of money. It was kind of like trading baseball cards. Like you get like certain Pogs are worth more. You got to like keep them real nice and everything like that. But we're going to listen to Cryptos. He's like a Theta guy, so we're going to talk about Crazy for Cryptos for a minute. He's going to explain what's going on and why Theta might be pumping right now.
Trying to get their logo, their hands-on partnership with PogCoin. Well, Pog is now rejuvenated. It's now back from the dead. And I think they're going to do really well with they already have their token launched. It's called POGS, P-O-G-S, that's the ticker. And they're doing some other things. They're doing some more physical POGs again. Again, this is a product that was just caught on fire in the 90s. Everybody went wild over it. And now they're back again. And they are chosen Solana and Theta as their blockchain for their token launches.
So there you go, Solana and Theta. I don't know why they charge Solana, but you got Theta involved with this POG launch, probably one reason they're pumping. Also, he goes on to talk about AI, this voice AI that Theta's getting involved in, where I guess you talk into like your phone, you say, okay, do this, and then it basically builds it for you. So that's coming up. He actually plays a video towards the end. Let me see if I can find it.
Even higher with the Theta coin. And don't forget about T-Fuel. T-Fuel is really, really important. And I still like T-Drop as a dark horse, as a wild card. So get you a little bit of T-Drop if you can. Again, you can get it through the Theta mobile wallet. You can swap it right in with that wallet. Okay, this is DD. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time.
Anyway, so something where like you type into your phone, like, show me a Wild Wild West scene or something like that, and then it basically builds you all this. Anyway, Theta's involved with that, all that technical stuff, but it's more so pumpamental. So that's one reason Theta is probably pumping. vechain also pumping. I didn't really see a lot of news on vechain. I just saw that it's pumping, and so there's really not much else to talk about. It's just time to pump. Look, guys, these altcoins pump. They drop 98, 99% in the bear market. That's why 2 years ago I was begging people to sell their Cardano. at $3. I showed you guys the comments. I was begging people to sell their Theta at $12, $13. I was begging people in my family. I said to my father-in-law. My father-in-law had a friend who had Theta, $500,000 worth of Theta or whatever. I told him, look, you got to tell him to sell it because this sucker's going back down. It's dropping 98%. Bear market's coming. And people just don't believe it. Once you live through it, you actually believe it. I had already lived through a few bear markets, so I knew it was coming. But guys, we're going bullish now. Theta, $1.59. I just pumped 10 cents since I've started this video. Guys, all you shitters on Theta, all you people shitting on Theta on my comments, you look like fucking idiots. All right, another thing I want to talk about. The big thing over the weekend was this whole crypto karate combat. I said it was stupid. I don't think it does anything for crypto. I was watching Crypto Crow's video. He was actually a fighter in this thing, and he fought some guy who had like no experience, and he knocked him out. And he kind of goes into a long video. I'm not going to play it. He's almost like breaking up just how the weight classes were stupid, and they were bringing people who never fought before and just prone to injuries, and it was just risky. And he said he's never going to do it again. He thinks it was a bad idea. And this kind of just goes back to what I was saying about how guys like Crypto R Us, Cryptos R Us, George from Cryptos R Us is the leader of this whole crypto combat thing. George from Cryptos R Us, fat Asian guy, has no fighting experience. He's an opportunist. He looks for opportunities. I've made so many videos on George from Cryptos R Us. Here's one I made a year ago where George from Cryptos R Us was promoting BlockFi after we all knew it was going to crash. And George is also promoting Celsius. He's promoting I Trust Capital. He's promoting FTX. He's promoting Luna, all on his YouTube channel. And I'm like, this guy is a sleazeball. Here's a video I made a year ago.
For you, if you're on BlockFi, get off. And I'm also going to tell you, I've been saying this for a while, watch out for wolves in sheep's clothing. Cryptos R Us, he does put out educational, informative videos. He's still promoting BlockFi. They probably pay him a couple $1,000s a year to promote BlockFi. And George, I guarantee you, has no money on BlockFi. He knows it's a scam. He knows all of his followers are going to lose money, but he's addicted to that money. He's already a multimillionaire, folks. This is a multimillionaire, but he still has to make that money promoting you BlockFi. These people do not have your best interest in mind. They're just trying to basically get you to view their videos and basically get you wrecked. It's all, the proof is in the pudding, folks. You don't have to be a genius. When you see what's down here, you see the garbage he's promoting. I Trust Capital, BlockFi. You have to realize, folks, they're not hiding it.
And he also had FTX down there, but he took it off after they crashed, and he was also a big Luna shill. So I made that video a year ago. Nobody watched the video because it was one of my first videos. Just telling you how this guy is a scumbag. So George from Cryptos R Us saw an opportunity to create this whole crypto karate combat thing. I have a little bit of experience in this. I have a black belt in Kinakawa Aido. We used a lot of Aikido techniques. I know a lot of people shit on Aikido, but it was like when I went through the police academy, I went through this police academy back in 2003, graduated, worked as a part-time cop for a little bit. Half of our defensive tactics were Aikido, and that's one reason I got into Aikido. Here's the Aikido I practice. This is the main teacher. He's like 70 years old, kind of like an old Steven Seagal, but here's him showing off a throw. Again, I did this for about 8 years, got a black belt. Then I got kids, and I stopped doing it because I just didn't have time. But this is kind of what we would do. So imagine getting thrown like that on the concrete. I mean, I broke my wrist twice doing Aikido, and I got seriously injured. So I have a little bit of experience in martial arts. Like I said, I got a black belt, did it for 8 years, and I also went through a police academy. So I know we had people come into our dojo all the time. First time, no experience fighting, no experience doing wrist locks, and we'd be calling the ambulance because they would tear something in their wrist or they would get severely hurt. And we had to be very careful with people without experience because when you do Aikido, it's very flexible. You're throwing people, you're doing flips. It's crazy. So for George from Cryptos R Us to just basically start this karate combat thing, I think was a really bad idea. And I thought it was him. You don't see him doing the karate combat. You just see him as like the carnival barker on the side trying to get people to do it. Of course, George from Cryptos R Us, he's not fighting anybody. He's just basically raking in the money on the side. I kind of consider George from Cryptos R Us to be like a Asian Don King, just like a sleazeball. He'll promote anything. He'll sell his mom out for $10. Well, here's some of the fight from Crypto Crow, and this guy, he annihilates this guy, and Crypto Crow feels bad about it, but Crypto Crow's a bigger guy and he has experience fighting. This black guy, Moon Crypto, has no experience.
Gave us forms before we filled out the fight. I thought that would be funny for them to talk about.
I respect that 11-year break. Sometimes we all need to just sit on the couch for a while.
Look, any way you want it to be, below the knee. Yeah, that was close.
Remember that leg kick.
Nice. That's good. He turned his hip in there as well. Oh! Well, big shots from...
And there he goes. So this is why, like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, whatever. I was thinking to myself a while back, a week ago, when all this happened. I saw the BitBoy fight, and everybody's coming out of this thing. You know, BitBoy's eyes all bashed up. Even Crypto Crow, his mouth's all bashed up. This guy, Moon Daddy, his face is all bashed up. He got knocked out here. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if George from Cryptos R Us even gives a shit what he started, getting these people injured. You know, this guy, Moon Daddy, could have permanent brain damage for all we know. Even BitBoy. You know, you're boxing people, you get in fight, you get hit in the face. 10 years later, you could have like an aneurysm in your head. And that's why I'm thinking to myself, like, this guy from Cryptos R Us, he might be the most evil son of a bitch in crypto, because anything to make a buck, now promoting this fighting thing. And I'm like, he promoted every scam in the book: Luna, FTX, I Trust Capital, BlockFi, Celsius. And now he's trying to get people with minimal fighting experience, just crypto influencers. He sets up a thing where they're beating the shit out of each other. So I'm thinking to myself, I always said crypto Rand Nooner was the most evil thing in crypto, but I'm changing that. I'm going to George from Cryptos R Us. I think he's the biggest dirtball in crypto. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, I have experience, black belt in martial arts, went through a police academy. I put plenty of people in locks on the street as a police officer. You know, back in 2003, 2004, when we would pull people over, have people run from us. I also worked for a campus police department where we would always put college kids in locks and tackle people. So I've done a little bit of this stuff in my day, and I know when we had people come into our dojo when I did Aikido, you just can't start throwing them around. You know, you can't do this to a guy who just walked into your dojo. You know, he's gonna bust his head wide open. Even though there's a mat, you have to know how to fall. So I think George from Cryptos R Us just doesn't care. I think if somebody ended up dying in this karate combat, George wouldn't even care about it. So be very careful. You know, crypto attracts sleazeballs. And unfortunately, George from Cryptos R Us is one of the biggest crypto YouTubers right now, but I think he's also one of the sleaziest. And I've been saying this for years. You can find my video of me calling him out. But I think this karate combat thing was just him looking to make a buck, not thinking about how you could actually hurt people, how you could actually get people, okay, I'm a crypto influencer, maybe I'll do this karate combat to get some views, and next thing you know, you come out with your face bashed out, you have a concussion. Guys, this stuff is no joke. People get hurt all the time. You know, when we used to do Aikido, the ambulance would be there every couple weeks taking somebody out of there. So... And you can find Steven Seagal videos because he also did Aikido. You get hurt. Even if you don't respect Aikido or you don't respect wrestling or you only respect a certain martial art, no matter what martial art you do, when it comes to fighting, when it comes to rolling around on the ground, you can hurt yourself. So you got to be careful. And I think George didn't care about any of that. He's like, oh, I can make some money at these other people's expense. I'm not going to fight. I'll just sit there and promote it and watch all these other people get hurt, and I'll make $1 million off it. So anyway, that's my thought on the whole crypto combat. Anyway, guys, everything looking great. Theta pumping. Where the hell's Theta? Was it just here? Where'd my Theta go? Let me pull it up. All right, Bitcoin almost. Oh, wait, did Bitcoin just pump? Whoa. Well, I don't know, guys. I think, did Bitcoin just pump $1,000 since I started my video? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I have no idea. I'm all confused. Bitcoin 52.8. Wasn't it just 51.8? Maybe it was 50. Maybe it was 52. Look at Theta. Theta is now on the top 50 at 49. At number 49, $1.70. 26% in 24 hours. All you Theta haters, I told you guys, get into Theta at 50 and 70 cents. Listen to Bitcoin Mike. That's what you got to do. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.